This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, November the 5th, is a baseball iconic outfielder who played from 1995 to 2012 in the major leagues. He played for Kansas City, Oakland, Boston, Yankees, Detroit, Tampa, and Cleveland. This guy was a Boston legend who unfortunately earned the wrath of that fan base when he went to the Yankees after getting the Red Sox to a World Series title. He is Johnny Damon, who's 49 years old. He was born in a U.S. Army post. He was an Army brat, meaning that his family had to move to several posts within the Army. His mother actually is a Thai immigrant to the United States. Damon unfortunately would have a stutter, saying that my thoughts raced ahead of my tongue. However, he was named the top high school prospect by Baseball America in 1992. It looked pretty good for him. Kansas City was so impressed by him, they decided to draft him in the first round of the 92 baseball draft, which is nice. He didn't go to college, but he had a job with the Kansas City Royals. In 1985, he would make his debut and playing for the Royals from 95 to 2000, scoring 100-plus runs in 98, and 99. He led the American League in 2000 when he crossed the plate 136 times and stole 46 bases, being American League records, and second in hits with 214. Anyhow, there was a three-way deal between Oakland, Kansas City, and Tampa. The big thing was that Oakland got Johnny Damon alongside Corey Lytle and sent Mark Ellis and got Mark Ellis from the Royals. So he spent 1 year with Oakland, third in at bats, seventh in runs in the American League. And then he would sign a free agent contract with Boston, 4 years, $31 million. Boston really liked his gumption. In fact, in 2002, he led the American League in triples with 11. And was part of the All-Star team in the most unusual way. Because in 2002, baseball decided to have one position filled by a person, that they do a final vote for who gets the final spot onto the All-Star roster. And Johnny Damon was the first one. In June of 2003, Damon became the second player in baseball history since 1900 to have 3 base hits in an inning after the Marlins got demolished in that first inning by the Red Sox after scoring, 14 runs in that inning? The joke was on the Red Sox because the Marlins would actually go on to win the World Series. It could have been Marlins Red Sox in the World Series, but Boston choked in Game 7 of the ALCS. During Game 5 of the pivotal ALDS, Damon collided with Damian Jackson trying to catch a pop fly. Damon suffered a concussion and had to be removed from the field on a stretcher. That wasn't a good move. However, 2004 he recovered, becoming one of the best leadoff/center fielders in the game. Leadoff hitter/center fielders in the game. Second in the AL in runs with 123. He would bat .304 with 20 home runs, 94 RBIs, and would have more patience on the plate. Anyway, Johnny Damon put up a great postseason series against the Angels, but he struggled in the ALCS, going 3 for 29 through the first 6 games. So it looked like Boston was being neutralized by the Yankees. Remember, this was when the Yankees had that 3-0 series lead and choked it. In Game 7, David shocked a lot of people by hitting 2 home runs, including a grand slam to Boston win. I mean, David only had 3 hits in the ALCS prior to Game 7, and then he almost got that same number in Game 7. He got 2. Damon would help the Red Sox beat the Cardinals in the World Series in that 4-game sweep. Damon, I do believe, got a home run in the first inning of Game 4. It lifted the curse of the Bambino, and Johnny Damon was a Boston Red Sox legend. He would only spend 4 years as a BoSox, from 2002 to 2005. So, he appeared in 597 games with 56 home runs. Practically, he was their leadoff hitter. And he looked pretty good. But then the Yankees surprised everyone, taking him for a 4-year, $52 million contract. The Red Sox wanted a 3-year deal, but the Yankees gave a 4-year deal. Although agent Scott Boras wanted Damon to take a 5-year deal. And the Red Sox fans vilified him because, he's playing for the opposition, and he had loyalty to the Red Sox organization. In May 2005, he said he wouldn't want to come to the Yankees. Now, the thing with Johnny Damon is, his long hair and his mustache, and his facial hair, he had to replace it because the Yankees have that strict code. So he had to have been shaved December 22nd. Damon actually had a clean-cut appearance until 2004. And he felt like he was going to cut his hair and shave his beard off anyway. Unfortunately for Damon, he would be chastised by the Red Sox fans in a pivotal 5-game series in August. He would give the Red Sox a bit of a blow with picking up 2 home runs, 8 RBIs in those 5 games. Fans even threw money on the field. Damon would finish third in runs in the American League and 9th in stolen bases. Put up 24 home runs, which was his career high. Damon was happy and all that. But by July 2008, he got injured with a bruised AC joint in his shoulder. So that meant that he was on the 15-day DL. And at the time, he was one of 3 players who spent 10 years in Major League being on the disabled list. But he came off the disabled list and got 27 doubles. Damon got to play on the Yankees team that won their last World Series as a team in 2009. So it looked good. Damon actually entered free agency, despite the fact he wanted to come back to the Yankees. He wanted the Yankees not to make a deal unless he got the $13 million. But because of his contract demands, the Yankees decided to sign Nick Johnson to a 1-year, $5 million deal, and also Randy Wynn to a 1-year, $2 million deal. So Damon's wanted more money, and that cost him. So he went to Detroit for a 1-year, $8 million deal. He got his 1,000th RBI, though. And his 2,500th hit. He was a free agent, and so Tampa said, screw it, we'll do it. Tampa gave him a 1-year, $5 million deal, and the Rays also signed Manny Ramirez because it was a package deal. All that. Damon would become the designated hitter after Manny Ramirez retired. And he looked pretty good. So, Damon, on July 2nd, 2011, went ahead of Ted Williams on the all-time hit list. Kind of sacrilege, if you will. Damon did hit a home run off of C.J. Wilson in the ALDS in 2010, winning that game but losing the war. Johnny Damon would sign a minor league deal with Cleveland and was called up to Cleveland after 1 month in the minors. Damon could not lead off as well anymore, so he was dropped to 7th in the batting lineup. He would be designated for assignment August 2012 and then released a week later. Placing him at 2,769 career hits, 54th. His first year of eligibility didn't work out. He needed 5% of the votes to stay on the ballot, and he only got 8 people voting for him. So he's off the ballot for the time being. Damon was hoping to be signed with the Yankees even, because the Yankees needed someone to replace Curtis Granderson. And no one, not the Yankees, not anyone took him. Damon wanted to get to 3,000 hits, but it didn't work out. Anyway, he would love to come back. But yeah, unfortunately for him, he couldn't get it. So Damon wrote "Idiot," beating the curse and betraying the game of life. Autobiography. Damon hosted one WWE Raw event. He was part of Celebrity Apprentice. But he got canned. Damon was named as a celebrity on season 26 of Dancing with the Stars with Emma Slater, but he was the first person eliminated. Damon has had 2 marriages and 8 children. He married his high school sweetheart in 1992 before divorcing in 2002, having 2 kids, a set of twins. And Damon would marry Michelle in 2004, having 6 children, 5 daughters. Wow. Damon and his family reside in Windermere, Florida. He's active with the Wounded Warrior Project about the needs to help severely injured servicemen and women. And, he did okay and all that. So Johnny Damon did do a decent job. In the end, he'll always be a Boston legend. But seeing him with pinstripes, bleh, just can't get past that feeling. Anyway, I'm Jeff Damon, I do.